AC Weather Lab. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, Acadiana still on track for a stormy night. It's going to be a very late night into early Saturday morning when those nasty storms move in. And as quickly as they move in, they will be moving on out. And we'll be back to a little sunshine for tomorrow afternoon with a little bit of a winter chill coming in tomorrow night. But it's all about the severe weather. Let's take a look at the big picture. And as we go back toward Texas, we have severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches going all the way up through Missouri at this hour, and even flood watches as you go farther north and east. But tornado warnings as far north as portions of Missouri, then into Texas, eastern Texas, and around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have a tornado warning going and severe thunderstorm warnings for cells that are moving through the Texas Hill Country, the possibility of damaging winds. So that's the action, all associated with an upper level low that's over here by the panhandle of Texas. That's going to be moving off to the north and east. Now, locally, you can see that one tornado watch. This one goes in effect till 2 o'clock in the morning for the extreme northwestern part of the state. Locally, not a lot of shower activity going on, but we do have some showers on the radar. A few light sprinkles in Jeff Davis Parish and then up toward Vernon Parish. A couple of heavier showers eastern portions of our friends in Avoyles Parish in around the Marksville area. A couple of downpours here, but they're moving along at a pretty good clip. So here's the big picture per the Storm Prediction Center, where there is a moderate risk of storms from the Arklatex into southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana, where there is a strong risk of damaging winds with storms. Maybe tornadoes will be most likely in this area. An enhanced risk of severe storms as we get into Acadiana, and that's for storms that will contain damaging winds and a couple of isolated tornadoes. And this is what the Storm Prediction Center is going with, where the most likely tornado activity may be significant tornadoes. That's EF2 or greater in the hatched areas. So that bucks into the northern portions of Acadiana, then certainly into central Louisiana and the northern part of the state as well. That severe weather threat shifts eastward tomorrow. Shortly after daybreak, we'll be done with that severe weather threat. In fact, here's my severe weather timeline. Flooding, rain not going to be an issue, probably 1 to 2 inches or less. The main issues, wind damage and tornadic activity, and wind damage is going to be limited to probably 2 a.m. and beyond, but we're going to have gusty winds before the storms even get here at 45, but in some of those stronger storms, wind gusts better than 70 miles an hour, and then that enhanced risk for a few tornadoes. And I've kind of bumped up the time that may occur to almost around midnight, maybe an hour or so before, and that will continue until that squall line moves on through. Hail, not a major issue at this point, so we'll dispense with that. Here's the high resolution rapid refresh model as we look at helicity. That's the spin potential, and where do we see the greatest risk of spin potential that could lead to tornadoes? Eastern Texas through about midnight tonight. But notice a couple of isolated cells could get going across western Louisiana, across through the Alexandria area, and then points to the north and east. So there's our tornado potential, 1 a.m., and then a few other spots here and there. And notice most of the action western, northern part of the state, mainly north of Acadiana, but that doesn't mean we won't see an isolated tornado. It's just a model. What happens in the real world sometimes is completely different, and that tornado threat moving into Mississippi as we get closer to the wee morning hours of Saturday morning, and then moving out of the area after 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So here's the latest 3-kilometer NAM model. It's going to be windy, gusting. We'll have south winds at 15 to 20, but gusting to 35 to 40, and then those winds really ramp up, and then those storms come in. And again, we'll be watching these discrete cells, loner cells, ahead of the main squall line for possible rotation. Then that main squall line pushing through western portions of Acadiana between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning, reaching Lafayette 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning for the eastern parishes. And then after that, showers begin to diminish, and we'll probably see partly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. Then a winter chill on the way, heading down upper 30s to lower 40s for Sunday morning. Sunday looking pretty good, some sun early, but high clouds moving in late. Sunday looks to be a nice day. Main threat going into tonight before the severe weather winter gets here is the winds. Look at these wind gusts. This is model estimations, but 40 to 45, a good call as we get closer to midnight. Some spots reaching 50, so that means the possibility of a few sporadic power outages, maybe tree branches going down, but we're lucky right now. We're in the winter, not much leaves on the tree, so you're not going to have as many trees or branches going down. But those high winds will continue until those severe storms move on through. And those storms, you could see wind gusts much higher than that in the 70 to 80 mile per hour range. So stormy through first thing early tomorrow. Sunday looks good. In fact, tomorrow afternoon looks nice. Going into next week, a rather unsettled pattern with on and off rain chances, mild temperatures, up and down temperatures, and then maybe decidedly some colder air about 10 days away. We'll have to wait and see on that. It is January. We should see some readings in the 30s.
I almost forget what time of year it is at this point.
Doesn't feel like winter at all. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Thanks.